Have you ever noticed how the things that unsettle us the most aren't always the mysteries we don't understand, but the ones that shatter everything we thought we knew? Io is exactly that kind of shock. When someone discovers there's a moon where massive explosions happen non-stop, the first reaction is to assume it can't be real. And that's where the danger sits. Whenever logic fails, the truth tends to be far more disturbing than we imagined. Now imagine someone telling you that Io isn't just strange, but a world that challenges the most basic laws of physics. The more you look at this moon, the clearer it becomes that something is happening there, something that shouldn't be unfolding the way it does. It's like hearing a noise in your house late at night. Your mind tries to rationalize, but your intuition whispers that something is off and deserves attention. The good news is that understanding Io doesn't require being a scientist, only being willing to see the universe without filters. When you do that, this tiny speck of light next to Jupiter stops being just a distant point and becomes one of the most extreme places we've ever encountered. And once you dive into that journey, it becomes easier to grasp why Io is so dangerous, what was discovered there, and why so many specialists still feel uneasy when they observe it. At first glance, Io looks like just another moon among many, but a closer look reveals that something is deeply wrong there. While most moons are silent and frozen, Io behaves like a cauldron in endless eruption. It's a world covered in intense colors, scars of lava, and regions that seem constantly on the verge of breaking open. A mentor would say it's the kind of place that screams without making any sound. The contrast is almost poetic around it. The frigid vacuum of space tries to freeze everything, yet Io responds with rivers of molten rock and blasts visible from orbit. It's like a bonfire burning in the middle of a frozen desert. This cosmic exaggeration isn't just beautiful, it delivers a clear message. The universe owes us no comfort and loves defying expectations. When you observe Io carefully, you get the feeling it has a personality of its own. It refuses to be just another quiet moon, and instead insists on being the main stage of a violent, ongoing spectacle. A wise person might compare it to individuals who appear small, but carry enormous energy. Within Io is exactly that, a modest body with an intensity that contradicts its size and sparks deeper questions. Everything began in a simple way. With a rudimentary telescope pointed at the sky, Galileo Galilei watched Jupiter and noticed faint little lights around it, unaware of what one of them would represent someday. At that moment, Io was just another spot, part of a monumental discovery, but still without prominence. It was like a secondary character, waiting for its real moment to enter the story. Centuries later, technology finally reached what human curiosity always wanted: to get close to distant worlds. When the Voyager 1 spacecraft flew past Io in 1979, the images sent back to Earth left scientists astonished. In one of them, a volcano was erupting, launching material into space right at that exact moment. It wasn't theory or speculation. It was direct proof that something extraordinary was happening there in real time. The surprise only grew when Voyager 2 also flew over Io. New images revealed even more volcanoes, glowing lava flows, and landscapes so active they looked like scenes from a movie. For many, that moon stopped being just an astronomical object and became a blazing enigma. And the unavoidable question hung in the air. How could such a small body sustain such an absurd level of activity? Anyone trying to apply the same explanations used for Earth would quickly notice nothing fits. Io is far too small to hold that much internal heat for so long. In theory, it should already be a cold, silent, geologically dead world, just like our own moon. It's like finding a piece of charcoal still burning long after the fire has gone out, with no obvious energy source nearby. On top of that, Io doesn't have tectonic plates moving, colliding, or sinking as they do here. The mechanisms that fuel many of Earth's volcanoes simply aren't present. Yet its surface is marked by constant explosions, gigantic fractures, and lava lakes the size of entire countries. A mentor would say it's like watching someone run, without ever stopping to breathe. You eventually have to admit something unusual is going on. The number of volcanoes is another detail that makes any theoretical model feel fragile. There are hundreds active, and when you count those that have erupted before, the total easily surpasses 1,000. It makes no sense to treat this as coincidence or leftover ancient heat. It becomes far more logical to accept that there's a powerful ongoing energy source hidden within, something capable of keeping Io burning long after it should have gone cold. To understand what fuels this inferno, you have to look up at the giant neighbor dominating the scene, Jupiter. Its gravity is so extreme that it acts on Io like an invisible hand, stretching and squeezing it constantly. Instead of merely holding it in orbit, Jupiter works like a cosmic press, deforming the moon in a non-stop cycle. This movement generates internal friction, and on a cosmic scale, friction means heat. But Io doesn't dance alone. Europa and Ganymede also take part, adjusting Io's orbit through an intriguing resonance. While Io completes several orbits, the other moons finish theirs in a synchronized rhythm. This forced balance prevents Io's orbit from becoming perfectly circular. It stays slightly oval, always unstable, always being tugged in ways that force it to twist internally. The result of this constant stress is an interior that never rests. Rocks are squeezed, dragged, and heated, as if inside an enormous press. Over time, this keeps vast reservoirs of magma in a liquid state, like an underground ocean of fire. That's why Io doesn't cool down. A wise person would say that, just like in life, external pressures may seem cruel, but sometimes reveal energy that wouldn't exist without them. When spacecraft began measuring Io's temperature and magnetic environment more closely, it became clear that it wasn't just a few isolated volcanoes. Evidence pointed to a huge layer of magma right beneath the crust, almost as if the entire moon were floating on a sea of molten rock. It's a powerful image, a world with a core literally simmering, ready to erupt at any moment. The eruptions recorded aren't small. Some plumes of volcanic material reach hundreds of kilometers into space, shooting out like fountains of fire and sulfur. Lava lakes spread across areas comparable to entire nations and renew themselves in cycles that resemble slow, violent heartbeats. Every time the hardened crust breaks, it's as if Io exposes a little more of its blazing core. Io also carries a set of dangers that leave specialists deeply uneasy. Mountains, more than 18 kilometers tall, rise unexpectedly in a world where, in theory, nothing should be able to create such gigantic structures. These formations challenge everything we know about geology and make it obvious that Io follows its own rules, hiding processes we still don't fully understand. Recent images from the Juno spacecraft reinforce the sense of profound mystery. Bright fissures cut across the ground like living scars, jets of gas escape from unstable regions, and lava fields seem to pulse to the rhythm of something buried below. Every new record feels like a silent warning. We still don't understand even half of what is happening there. Io is a riddle that refuses to close. After a journey like this, it becomes hard to look at the sky the same way. Io shows that the universe is far more intense than we tend to imagine, and that there are forces at work in silence, shaping destinies and forging extreme worlds. The question that remains is, how many internal forces have you been ignoring, pretending they're under control when in truth they carry the power to transform your entire life? If Io can defy laws we once believed were unshakable, maybe you can challenge some of your own limits too. What decisions have you been postponing out of fear of instability? What changes could reignite a life that feels cold on the inside? Life, just like Io, is made of pressures, friction, and moments of tension. The difference lies in how you use those forces, whether to retreat or to reshape everything. And before we wrap up, here's a direct invitation. If this journey through Io stirred your curiosity, imagine what else we can explore together across other corners of the cosmos. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and keep traveling with me. Every new video is a chance to look beyond the obvious, question what once felt certain, and discover that out there, and within you, many worlds are still waiting to be understood.